This is Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center, and I want to welcome you to this conversation this evening. In fact, this conversation is one in which you've brought up, and these are questions that you have asked of me over the last couple weeks. I love the fact that our patients thirst for education. They thirst for knowledge, and they are inquisitive about things that are most important to them. Now tonight, listen, this interview are based upon things that you as patients of the Limerick Chiropractic Center have asked. For those of you that are not patients at the Limerick Chiropractic Center, I hope this gives you just a little bit of insight into some of not only what we do, but why we do the things that we do here. Now, first things first, I have to say, I've been asked again and again about my personal story. And like anything, you know what? I don't think it's that unique, that amazing, but I've been a chiropractic patient since the day I've been born. I was blessed, both my father and my uncle were chiropractors, and as I was born, well, they were already graduated from chiropractic college, so I had my very first chiropractic adjustment the day I was born. From there, I was blessed to have been in the presence of numerous chiropractors, and in turn being capable of maintaining this body of mine throughout the years. Now, I will tell you that I am no different than anybody else. The same slips and falls, the same accidents and injuries that you've experienced, guess what? I've experienced them too. And my father on a regular basis would have to clean up the mess that I created. Like any kid, jumping off of stuff, riding your bike over, different things, not necessarily landing very well at times. There are also times of just being plain old stupid. Those things got cleaned up. Now here's the thing. As an adult, I had the opportunity of doing things adults did and engaging in different things that adults do. So in turn, things like driving a car came into play. We didn't have to worry about those when we were 10, 11, 12 years of ages old, but unfortunately, as a teenager and as an adult, car accidents came into the process. And I had a car accident when I was in my early 30s, and unfortunately, somebody wanted my side of the road plus theirs, so guess what? That produced damage to my low back. Trauma that, quite honestly, was significant and rather severe. And the amazing thing was, I got to learn, even as a chiropractor, to be not only sympathetic, but also empathetic with my patients. See, it took me 2-3 years in order to regain function, in order to be able to do the things that I wanted to do. There were times when, unfortunately, I would adjust in the morning, head down to one of my friends, a local chiropractor, get adjusted over lunch, and come back to adjust for the evening. And that would happen year after year. And in turn, because of it, it taught me not only the value of that recovery process, which is one of the reasons why we use some of the techniques that we do here in the office, but on top of it, it also drove home the importance of the maintenance process. Over the past 20 years, I've had the pleasure of being maintained by chiropractors, and one of those chiropractors, I visit him on Saturday mornings at 6 o'clock every single Saturday. In turn, yes, it's a great relationship, but one of the most important things that we do is we come together in order to make sure that we're addressing the physical needs of our bodies. Now, question is, who should be getting checked? Well, quite honestly, listen, if you have a spine, you should be getting checked. That sounds a little bit silly, doesn't it? It sounds a little bit silly to have to be told if you have a spine, you should be getting checked. It's just like if you have teeth, you should be going to the dentist to have them checked, right? Well, everybody out there is shaking their head, yes, I go once every 6 months to have my teeth checked. And yet you have friends, you have neighbors, you have acquaintances who've never ever been to a chiropractor. The average chiropractic patient is 50 years of age. Some 600 maintenance adjustments behind schedule. And in turn, why is it that we would ever expect that spine would be really in a great, set up in a great condition if in fact we've been neglecting it over that period of time? And for many, it's the unrealistic expectation of, well, all I need is 1 or 2 adjustments and everything is going to be okay. Everybody out there watching this should be shaking their head like that. No, that's not the case. It is an unrealistic expectation that your body would be so gracious that it would forgive you that so quickly when you've created permanent damage inside. And yes, I recognize I don't know each and every one of you out there watching this video, but what I do recognize is that when a spine is subluxated, when it's not in the proper alignment, just like your car, you don't need advanced degrees to understand that bad things are going to happen and that the system is going to wear down more quickly than it's supposed to. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you tonight with all the research and all the data and everything that the rheumatologists tell us about how your spine is supposed to last for 125 years without showing any signs of degenerative change. But here's the thing. If we're not testing the system, then we're asking for this system of ours to break down prematurely. And it's not okay, because the health of your body is in direct relationship to the health of your spine and your nervous system. There's this little thing, it's called Gray's Anatomy. I've got one of the copies of the book on my counter over here. And it tells you that your nervous system was the very first system of your body to form. It also commanded every single system of your body to form, and it's responsible to run every single system of your body. That power that makes you is the power that runs you, and ultimately is going to be the power that heals the problems that you have. We as chiropractors, listen, we recognize that adjustment only gets you out of your own way, only allows your nervous system to do the things that you that you need it to do. And quite honestly, if we really ask ourselves, so what's at stake? It's just the health of our body. I don't know anybody who goes through life desiring for their health to become worse and worse and worse over time. On a conscious level, nobody asks for that. But unfortunately, on that unconscious level, in the world of reality, just because we're ignoring it doesn't mean that it's working the way it's supposed to. So as a doctor of chiropractic, when I'm asked, who should be getting checked, it's really easy for me to tell you, everybody should be getting checked. Because if in fact we have a spine and we're not maintaining it, then we're only taking a valuable gift that we've been giving and we're wasting it. And it's not okay. It's far easier for us to maintain this structure, this physical being that we have, than it is to rebuild it. In fact, one of the things that I recognize, and any doctor out there is going to tell you, is that when you've damaged this system, it's less than forgiving. And there are times when those damages can't be undone. Now listen, I don't ask my patients to do anything that I don't do personally. Getting checked is simple. Getting tested is easy. The knowledge that we gain gives us the ability to make better choices for our health. And yes, I recognize you hear that word healthcare being bantered around all the time, and I'm asked the healthcare question, why don't certain insurance companies cover this or cover that, or, why is it, so difficult? Listen, in the end, your body just doesn't care. Your body only desires for you to maintain it. And as we do so, it functions the way it's supposed to. So quite simply, listen, as my biggest ask of all of our patients at the Limerick Chiropractic Center, or anybody who's watching this video out there, is to think about who those people are that are around you that don't know what you know about chiropractic. We're not even talking about getting checked yet. I want you to think about who doesn't know what you know. Because in sharing this information and sharing the information like you find on our YouTube page or on Facebook, listen, that sparks that little light that's inside of each and everybody. And the more they get to hear that great information, that truth, it allows them to make more and more positive decisions that just don't mask their problems, but allows them to deal with the root cause of the problem. And eventually, that flame gets to burn bright. And which one of us doesn't know somebody whose life is not that bright, shining fire, that brilliant star that's out there, but they're living at less than they should? So I'm going to encourage you, share this information. In fact, as you share this information, leave a comment. Leave a comment, because we recognize that, people want to know what are those things that you're taking away personally from the conversation. And then finally, like this. Like the information. See, my hope is that as we share information, as patients ask us questions, we get to let them know that they're not in this journey alone. That there's other people out there just like themselves in the process and in the journey of better health. My hope is that as you continue to ask questions, guess what? We're able to continue to answer those questions for you. So besides sharing this information, my big ask of you tonight is very simple. I want you to leave me a question in the comment section. A question that you would like to see answered, either in this thread or as another video from the Limerick Chiropractic Center. But I'm looking forward to seeing your questions and being able to respond to them. I'm Dr. Joseph Baker from the Limerick Chiropractic Center.